Well, hello, this is the RetroTech 120p challenge, and today we're going to be playing Alien Syndrome. Yes, it's a run and gun game, isn't it? A 1987 one at that, by Sega. It was converted to the Commodore 64, the Spectrum, the Sharp X68000, the MSX, the Game Gear, the Atari ST, the Amiga, the Master System. And get this, the NES. Yes, it was one of those rare Sega games that came out on the NES. It was a Tengen port. Wasn't particularly good, but an interesting curio, isn't it? So yeah, we got. I would say the Sharp X6000 is probably the best one out of all of those. But it did also get a sequel in 2007. It came out on the Wii and the PSP, and a remake for the Sega Ages collection on the PS2 as well. So yes, if you want to join in with this, it's basically you run around. I've chosen to be April O'Neil here, but you run around, you shoot things, and then if you want to get involved in the challenge, what you do is you have as many practice runs as you like after joining the RetroTech 120p challenge group, and then you see what game we're playing. We're playing, of course, Alien Syndrome, as you can see, because you've got eyes, and from there you see how far you can get. Have as many practice runs as you want, as I say, but once you put your 20p in, that is done. 20p, 2 credits. It's not a game you can continue, I don't think, because I die on the first level. So I don't know whether it's going to be highest score wins or just the amount of journey you can make into this game. It'll be up to us moderators, and we shall see what we decide. So yeah, I don't have a very successful first run, unfortunately. I get blown up by this big ugly brute who then sort of tears across the screen and eats me like a big git. But yeah, it's, as you can see, it's a little bit influenced by Aliens, as my first credit goes. Sort of like sort of a low rent Aliens, Aliens at home. But it is a very good run and gun, a lot of fun, So please do play it. Please join in. And then next week, you don't know what we play, you might get to choose it if you take part. So please do come and play along with us. So we're going to do some genital facts. If you've not been here before, I do facts about genitals. And this week we're talking about syndromes, and I'm talking about persistent genital arousal disorder, which is a rare condition that involves experiencing unwanted sensations of arousal in your genitals that don't resolve with orgasms. This will take its toll on your body and your mental health. Of course it would. It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Walk around with a stalk on. I've got some examples of people that suffered with it, because there's nothing better than talking about other people suffering for funny things like having aroused genitals that they can't get rid of. And in 2010, there was a Calcutta man who nearly died of a blood clot that happened in his little member that lasted for 21 days. And I don't know why I said little. I don't know how big he was. I wasn't there. Another man from Colombia had to have his penis removed as he fractured it and got a permanent erection that turned gangrenous. How unfortunate. He was from a town called Gigante. It's funny. There was an inmate at a Manhattan prison who had an erection that lasted 6 days after he was given the wrong medication. He had to go to hospital, but they initially refused because he's an inmate. But then they realised that it was quite serious, and so he was taken to hospital, and he's now suing them for their malpractice at that prison, and probably rightly so. Finally, and this is a heroic tale, there was a 28-year-old Russian who became famous for having boners that lasted for many hours, and he must have been an attractive fellow, because he was challenged to a sex session by 2 lusty ladies who bet him actual money that he couldn't go for 12 hours straight. Well, he did go for 12 hours straight, and with that he made $4,300. He's had worse days. No, he hasn't, because he died a few hours later. There was nothing that the paramedics could do, probably because they were jealous. So yeah, that's the end of the genital facts of the week. So what can we talk about for the last bit? Because I don't last too long in this game. It's very tricky, this game. I think there'll be some people who are quite good at it. If you're good at running guns, you might do pretty well. Maybe I shouldn't have chosen to be April O'Neil. I should have been the fella in the pale blue, but who knows? So yeah, let's talk about the channel. I'm starting the World Cup videos this week. It's going to be Peter Shilton's Handball Maradona on the Spectrum, Commodore 64 and Amstrad. Followed by next week, I think I've got a Hurricanes video already done. Hurricanes being the cartoon show about soccer. So yeah, that's coming up next week. It's like Soccer Kid or Go-Go Beckham or Marco's Magic Football, if you've played those. It's a bit like that. It's not a bad one, to be fair. And then the following week, we've got... what have I got the following week? What did it say? Jack Charlton's Match Fishing. So they're all sort of tenuously World Cup linked. And then the week after that, I don't know, shall I ruin it? Yeah, I will. Sky Sports Football Quiz, starring Kirsty Gallagher, which is a PlayStation 1 football quiz game. And then finally finishing up on Chris Kamara's Street Soccer. I found some really weird football games, basically. I didn't even have to go to the arcade for that, so I'll save that for the next Euros, I reckon. And then we'll be straight into Christmas, won't we? Because straight after the World Cup, the week after is Christmas. Which that's never going to happen again unless someone gives FIFA officials lots of money again. But yeah, my run's now coming to an end. This boss is, I reckon this boss is beatable. If I'd had another life, I reckon I could have taken him out. Not blowing me own trumpet, but he seems to be made out of testicles, which is appalling, really. But yeah, please watch some of the other videos this week in the RetroTech 120p challenge, and please do take part yourself, because you might be pretty good at Alien Syndrome. But until next time, that is me done for this week. Okay, thanks, bye.